Hey there, fellow maker. My name is Nick, aka the Laser Nerd. Congratulations on your purchase of a brand new Haotian CO2 Galvo Laser. I'm here to help guide you through the initial setup and calibration of these amazing machines. Whether you're a seasoned laser operator or just starting out on your journey, I promise these videos will make you feel more confident when tackling that next big project. Now, Pascal and his team at Haotian have once again set the gold standard for customer service. Unlike other manufacturers who give you a laser and say, "Good luck figuring it out," Haotian is invested in supporting you with these comprehensive instructional videos. If you've been around lasers for a while, think of this as a handy refresher course. But don't be surprised if you pick up a couple new tricks along the way. Now, if you're new to lasers or transitioning from a gantry system to a Galvo, I encourage you to pay close attention to these instructions. My goal is to set you up for success as you dive into your maker journey. Just remember, take it slow. This isn't a race, and properly dialing in your machine now will pay off exponentially in the future. You'll be able to create amazing products faster and more efficiently than you ever have before, plus beat out the competition. So without further delay, let's jump into the unboxing, tools needed, and initial setup of your CO2 laser. Let's begin by placing our base plate down on a clear workspace. Next, you will place your tower on the plate and do your best to line up the holes. Using a speed square, square the tower to the base plate. This is important as it will help with the alignment of your laser in the future. Thread in the provided M6 bolts by hand to get them started. Using a 6mm hex wrench or a 6mm hex bit on your impact driver, begin tightening your bolts down in a cross pattern. Don't torque them down right away, but instead get them a little more than hand tight first. Then go back and get them nice and tight to ensure that your tower stays in place and does not move. Now it's time to mount our CO2 laser. For the most part, the M5 spring nuts should be in place from the factory, but they may have shifted during shipping. You can adjust the location of these using a hex wrench or a screwdriver, but simply by pushing them from side to side. Once you have aligned the nuts to the mounting slots, insert the M5 bolts into the nuts and using the same method as before, tighten them down with a 4mm hex wrench or bit. Also, when you're done, make sure that you check to see that the unit is pressed flush to the tower. If it is moved too far away from the tower, it could lean from the weight of your laser. While we're here, let's check to see if our head is level relative to our base plate. Place your speed square on the base plate and using it as a backstop, place your level flush to it. Notate the bubble's location, or if you're using a digital level, simply press 0. Now, place your level on the bottom of the head. Try to make sure that the level is perfectly square to the edge of the head. as having it at an angle will throw off your results. If you're level, great. If not, then you will need to slightly loosen the 4 bolts that connect the head to the neck and tilt the head using small adjustments until you are level. Tighten the bolts back down and you'll be good to go. Now, before we move on, let's talk about our cooling system. When you ordered your laser, you chose either air-cooled or water-cooled. If it's air-cooled, you have no further steps to take. But if you purchased a water-cooled system, you need to connect your water chiller to your machine. Now, unlike a gantry laser, CO2 galvos do not have a flow sensor or a specific flow direction. Using the water lines provided, simply plug either line into the in and out port on your water chiller. And be sure to only use distilled water. Regular water has minerals in it, and that can damage your machine over time. Also, since there is not a flow sensor, it's important to note that they will run even with the chiller turned off. This will cause your tube to heat up rapidly until it triggers the emergency shutdown right around 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Be sure that they're on before you start engraving. Now that our CO2 Galvo laser is built and ready, it's time to go over how we're going to control it. First, open your browser and head over to lightburnsoftware.com. Lightburn isn't free, but trust me, it's worth every penny. It's updated regularly and is incredibly user-friendly. From here, go up to the top and click Free Trial. As you can see, Lightburn is supported on many different OSs to suit whatever needs you might have. For us, we're going to install the Windows 64-bit. Once you've downloaded and installed the software, you'll see a window asking which drivers to install. Since we're using a CO2 Galvo laser, make sure to check the box for Galvo driver or EasyCAD 2 driver before continuing with installation. This will pull up another dialog, go through the steps, and it'll install on its own. Now that Lightburn is installed, go ahead and open it up. If it's your first time using the software, a dialog box will pop up where you can either sign up for a free trial or enter your serial key if you've already purchased a license. Since I've been using Lightburn for a while, it skips that step for me. Next, we'll need to load your laser into Lightburn. Plug in both the USB drive from the factory and the laser itself into your computer, and turn the laser on. In the bottom right, click on the Devices, and in the new window, click Create Manually. You'll see a list of laser controllers that Lightburn supports. Scroll down until you find JCZ Fiber, select it and click Next. Click Import EasyCAD Config, open your USB drive, and select the lens you've installed on your machine. If you're not sure the lens size, it's written directly on the lens itself. Open the folder titled Plug, and you'll see one or more files. You want the file named MarkCFG7. This contains the factory parameters specifically for your machine and that specific lens. One last step, be sure to name your device. You can choose whatever name you'd like, but I recommend something simple, like the type of machine and your lens size. If you have more than one lens, you'll need to repeat this process for each lens, as each one is considered a separate device in Lightburn. Great work! You've successfully built and installed your laser into Lightburn. Now I know that you're itching to start engraving, but before we do that, we need to complete a few more steps to calibrate our laser to give us the best results at high speed. So head over to our next video where we will discuss fine-tuning our laser to make it a production powerhouse. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to How Tien and The Laser Nerd on YouTube for the best engraving tips, tricks, and products around. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.